Salakia. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I wasn't done talking. I'll hopefully get it edited together. Um, so he understands that they're not just gonna let us go peacefully. So don't think that they're not gonna get their vengeance. I mean, it's not gonna be. That's why, and see, you have to remember, he has to bring judgment on those who decided not to take the offer. Okay, so the agreement is gonna, he's gonna be like, okay, they can have your money, they can have their money, you know, we're we won't continue this onslaught for a while until they get out of here. We won't. The thing about it is, he let them go. He make his agreement with them. But of course, like what happened with the last time, anytime we leave, they're coming up. They're trying to get us. Okay, so here we go where it says, "Flee from the midst of Babel, and let each one save his life. Do not be cut off in their wickedness, for this is the time of the vengeance of Yapoah, or Nzambi and Pungu, the recompense he's repaying for her." So this is what he's saying is, and this I know this. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the elders know this. When the Most High told you sort of to leave ancient Babylon, it was like pick up your stuff and go. Don't even stick around. So now when the Most High is going to start calling us out of here, whenever you get what you need to go, head out. Don't look, and this is where it's going to be hard because they're gonna be looking at you like, hey, don't you want to stay? No, this is America. You should stay here. You shouldn't leave. No, this is Brazil. This is no, stay with us. No, we'll do better. This is why they're trying to make it look like they're trying to do better with all these changes because they know. See, they're making it look like they're gonna treat us right now. Okay, this is why they even technically locked down. You can't international travel. They said, no, we're gonna keep you here. And that's why the Most High gonna make the bam, something. Okay, they gotta go. You need to let them go. He done made it, and he gonna come with the deal. Like, okay, the deal's on the table. I'm gonna break up these treaties. I got a treaty here. I'm right with you. A brother had a vision. He said the angel signed the deed, and boom, he's done. That's why the most Tatan Zombie says, don't miss that train. Like, don't miss that opportunity because it's not going to happen but one time. Yeah, that's why you gotta be ready for when the call comes because even if you're at work, I quit. you know, when you know it, and you'll know when it's that time because the angel's not gonna leave you high and dry. I mean, I'm sure Pastor Mella knows this. They're gonna lead you. The proper things are gonna come into play that are gonna give you that out because they'll get you out of here. We're just like the last time they get us out of everything. When he sends them, they do their job. Okay, um, that's why I'm so glad when they said that. Right, when I like that when they said if he hasn't called you early, which I even thought about that. I'm like, I hear people saying they want to go, and I don't mind going to visit. But if you really go by scripture, no one went ahead of Moses. Everybody went out with him together. So you kind of got to be careful getting over anxious that you put yourself in a position where the way hasn't been prepared for you yet. You see, and I know I remember that Mikhail Massa put together that video about having somebody you can trust. Well, if we all go together, you'll be with the people you can trust because that means it's over. It's the end. Okay, so that's why he's saying if the Most High hasn't told you to jump the gun, which is I don't know, Some people may be going sooner than others because of the 10-year thing that was given. But I'm just saying, he's like, unless you've been called, don't do it because it might put you in worse. It might put you in a position you're not ready for. That's why I think, to me, that's why they locked it down even tighter. Because they're hearing the call that they've been making to come over there. They know that the Ghana trip wasn't the real year of return. Because, like I said, if that was the real year of return, your money would have come with you, and the nations would have been down the tank. And they know that. That's what's going to cause that. The whole system's going to crash when the Ashkenazi Jews got to pay you your money that they stole from the Most High. That's why he says, and then will come the flying roll for those who stole and those who swear falsely by my name. Well, they swear falsely by his name, along with all the other religions. Okay? So that's why it's imperative to really focus on this part. Now, it says, Babel shall suddenly fall and be broken. How for her, take balm for her pain, if so she might be healed. We would have healed Babel, but she is not healed. Now, why wouldn't she heal him? Because she won't stop. Okay, now this is the part you got to really pay attention to. Okay, and you shall, it says here, you are my battle axe, weapons of battle, and with you I shall break nations in pieces. Okay, let's go back to the one before that, because look why they made the movie War of the Planet of the Apes, and this is why they mocked it. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the maker of all, Jacobi, and all Yisolele is the tribe of his inheritance. Yahuwah of hosts is his name, Yapoah, Tatanzambi, and them. You are my battle axe, weapons of battle, and with you I shall break nations in pieces, and with you I shall destroy reigns. Okay? So the Messiah's going to go out ahead of us, and he's going to rip people up. We're running with the army, some of us, and just damage. That's why you're going to have to be ready, because then before we establish our city that he brings us to, we got to go help the judge in other nations. That's why he says you're going to judge other nations. That's why you have to be righteous. You have to be holy. You have to be even angels. Because now judgment means you bring in destruction, whatever that might be. So when he says you're going to judge other nations or judge angels, even angels, you're going to become their destroyer. They're his wrath against them. Okay? So you want to have that authority. You have to make sure you're ready for this. Because, like I said, they're not even going to recognize you. You won't recognize family members. You won't recognize anybody if you're chosen as the inheritance. And it's going to be a sad. That's why he says it's going to be. This is why you really shouldn't wish for this day until because it's going to be hard for some people to realize that because you have to understand if they don't go, they now become the enemy. Let me say it again. If they don't go, they now become the enemy. So if they choose to stay in the harlot, you don't know them anymore. They'll have no memory of you, and you will have no memory of them. It's like you never knew them. It'll be that's why the Most High said, I'm sorry, the Messiah said, not everybody that says Lord, Lord, shall I enter into my kingdom. And I shall say, depart me. I shall say, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. So this is where a lot of these so-called Christians are going to be in for a shock. even our own people are going to be in for a shock because they're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. I went to church every Sunday, paid my tithes. You don't know me? Are you kidding me? I took care of this person. I took care of that person. I cast out demons. You know, this, all they did. But that's the point is they doing it in the name of the deceiver and didn't know it. Because in order, and this, I'm going to make this very clear. Most High, I've been asking for the truth about this for the longest. He finally gave me the answer. You can't do anything in his name if you're in the harlot. And this is where so many people, a lot of pastors, are going to pay for this. A lot of preachers who don't know are going to be in shock. Because this is why so many of us have been deceived. Because this is why they don't teach you who the harlot is in Scripture. Because they serve the harlot. And for those people telling people to do things, and you know, and the Most High, you know, I pray for forgiveness. You know, I hope I'm glad He woke me up to this so much. I thank you for all those who have been a part of this because this is why you don't have the power. You can replicate it, but you don't have the true authority because if you're in the harlot, and that means you're in the world. That means you gotta remove. To be out of the harlot means to get away from everything. And I gotta even me, where I'm surrounded by so much stuff. I gotta remember, this stuff is not even important. None of this is. So that's why he said, what is, when we leave, we can probably leave with the clothes on our back. Because everything that's in this whole place was part of the world. Your cell phone, your car, the computer, your laptop, everything. It's from the harlot, through the harlot. It's not going with you. And you got to be prepared for that. Because the thing about it, that's why he said, you have to be able to do without all this stuff to be able to have the power and authority. Like Johnny John said, it's not going to be like how you remember. Yes, we're going to have, and I remember, I listened to the brothers on Messiah's channel, his what he saw. Because the Most High has everything prepared for us to ready what we need to do. Okay? They're starting to set it up. I think that's pretty much why, Mikhail Moss and them, they're starting to set things up to start changing things. But it's going to be a process, That's why he said, do not get ahead of this. Don't get too excited. Yes, we're going to flee. But don't put yourself in a position where you weren't supposed to be there yet. Okay? It's good to go visit your brothers and sisters. And like I said, they even trying to stop that. And that's why he said it's going to be they're not, I said, the false Messiah is not stupid. He sees what we're doing. That's why the Most High has to do it the way he's doing it. Because he can't tip off the wrong people when it's their time. That's why it's going to be suddenly. They're not even going to realize what happened. When they realize what happened, they're going to have to come up with the excuse. Oh, we got attacked by aliens. You see? And that's the thing that's going to really shock. And because remember, this is the harvest, the tares got to burn too. Because this is why I expect to see some serious stuff happening. Around the same time this is happening. And it says, and with you I shall break in pieces with the horse and the rider. And with you I shall break in pieces the chariot and its rider. So what are they telling you? You're going up against the military when he brings you out of Babylon. So they're gonna be looking at you like, oh, these people done changed. That's why he said you're gonna be changed. I remember this was my vision. And I realized what it said was that I would be a part of the destruction of Babylon when I was in my teenage years. And I remember um, I caused an earthquake in Washington D.C. Now I'm sure the mate's gonna be like, yeah, right, you're not gonna do that, but like, yeah, we're gonna stop you, bro. Anybody who hears that gonna be like, oh no. But see, the Most High is saying is, no, you don't understand. This is why they're trying to make all these robots and these other things and these superhuman beings, but they don't understand. There's nothing that they can make to stop this. Okay, that's why they're gonna have to hide in the bunkers because it even says it right here. And with you I shall break in pieces the chariot and its rider, and with you I shall break in pieces man. This is why I told you you're gonna be fighting family members that didn't leave. And woman, and with you I shall break in pieces old and young. Yeah, get ready for the young too. And with you I shall break in pieces the young man and the maiden. And it says, and with you I shall break in pieces the shepherd with his flock, and with you I shall break in pieces the farmer and his yoke and oxen. And with you I shall break in pieces of governors and rulers. So I want to get to the point where, and now I know why Chilombo was saying the thing about the chariots that the Hebrew Israelites were saying. I know, yeah, there are chariots. I'm not gonna say that there aren't. The Most High, so it's the Bible talks about chariots. But do you see who the army is? You're gonna be following them. That's why the Most High said you can't be a part of this. That's why I got to make sure I'm walking the straight and narrow as this continues to happen. You're gonna be judging the nations. This is what he meant when he said you're gonna judge even angels. So you're gonna be more powerful. This is why I never understood what Milkel Massa was saying when he says you're gonna be the angel, you're gonna be the Maleki. This is what he means. We're gonna be this force to come up against Babylon. This is why they don't want us to come back together as a people because they know this. We're going to have so much power and so much manifest, so much strength that they're going to be in fear of us. Okay? And it says, I'll break in pieces the farmer, and I shall repay Babel and all of the inhabitants of Kisdim for all the evil they have done in Zion before your eyes, declares Jehovah. So this is what you need to understand. We're running all over the world. This is why the part about where they say the army on rooftops can't stop them. That's why they mocked us in the Planet of the Apes with the spear and the chucking it. Like, what you gonna do with a spear? Do you see how arrogant they are to even think that the Most High's army is gonna be pathetic when they did that movie? It won't even stand up to us. Okay? And they said, oh, well, they won because of the avalanche. Man, come on. You see how they do us? It's pathetic that our people can't see that this is how we get mocked. But, we're so content with having millions of dollars. We're so content with being in our jobs. We're so content with believing that this is the way it's supposed to be. And the very scripture right here that you're reading has told you otherwise. Because of the fact that the secret societies have refused to tell you. This is why everything's in secret. Like I said, I really believe Farrakhan is going to die because of all the stuff that he just said. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I go to 51:27. Lift up a banner in the land. So one of the things I saw in that video, Congo, the movie, that the guy they were all waving their Congo banner. Okay. So I would encourage you. This is your choice. I'm gonna go look for one. Okay. It says, lift up a banner in the land, blow the ram's horn among the nations. So do you think that people would freak out? All these Bantu people with the Congo flag, and they're gonna be like, "Why you got a Congo flag? Hey, raise the banner in the land, in the nations. Let them know we coming. Blow the horn." You see, we get that Congo Angola flag. Oh man, we raising the banner. Why you don't have an American flag anymore? Because the Congo people are going home. Because the Tatan zombies coming to the rescue. They're not going to understand what you're doing. They're going to look at you like, is this man crazy? Are these people crazy? This is why our own people, when I remember in 2nd Ezra when it said in the 13th chapter, when we come back, some of us are going to be excited. Some of us are going to be so sorry that we didn't see it. And some of us are going to be bound because, I'm not saying that, because there are going to be those of us who leave here that will decide to go, but had a hand in deceiving us. There are those who are going to say they're going to make the choice to leave the false Messiah when the angel presents the offer that didn't know they were Hebrews, and they're going to come and see this. They're going to be like, "Wow, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I'm so sorry." And they're going to the rest of us who have been saying, "Hey, Congo, we know this. The Bantu, yeah, we coming home, yeah, we know. Having a dancing, playing the music, because we know." Okay, and that's why, because see, not everybody from Usolele is going to take the offer. We know this, and the ones that find when the angels, they see the angels stand there and say, "Who am I? You need to come with us." Okay, but when they come, it's like they're gonna be like, "What? This is who we are? I can't believe I didn't know." You see, I think there's a brother named Jeremiah Gang. He sees a song that says "Coming Back," every coming back. Okay, and he starts naming off even the names of celebrities. They're coming back because those are the ones that are gonna say they're gonna take the offer, but they're gonna be like, we messed these people. We helped the beast. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High, I mean, you saw that he knows what they did to us. We've all been exposed to the deception. This is why they want you to take the mark of the beast and the offer. So then you don't ever get to leave. You see? This is why they're going to make the offer to you. Hey, no, don't leave. We want you to stay with us. We can make it so much better for you. Don't take that. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the okie doke. Because they know. That's when Christianity is going to be looking at like, wait a minute, what happened here? I thought we were supposed to be going with them. The Messiah came because here's the thing that's coming. A lot of them about to find. This is what's going to get them. That white Jesus image that they're going to put up there. Oh, this Messiah is here. Man. And I know Pastor Miller going to agree with me on this. Don't fall for the okie doke. They know the time is getting closer. Okay? So they're going to try to catch you in as many traps as they can. And these Christians are going to look up there. There's the white Jesus. There he is. and they're gonna be zapping, just like the movie um what's it called? That movie where they War of the Worlds, where Tom Cruise, the thing came down, and lightning just started zapping people, and it started evaporating. The clothes was just, that's when the clothes were left behind, and the body was just zap, zap, zap. Okay, I have a feeling, I ain't gonna lie, that could be what these demons got planned for them. That they gonna see that white Jesus like, oh yeah, we go to rapture, here we go, because they keep putting it out in the movies. Hollywood is deceptive, a little deceptive there. Okay. Now I wanted to read this part. It says, "Call the rains together against her, Ararat, many." And these are all part. This many. Ararat is Turkey. Many, I believe, was a part of the Middle East. Ashkenaz, appoint a commander against her. Bring up horses like hairy locusts. So one of the things, this is what's about to happen. Ashkenaz is leading the. They're gonna lead the implosion. This is why one of the when they burned the harlot, one of the things the Masons keep talking about is this is the self-sacrifice. So they're gonna convince the troops to go fight against something that they already know that they set the ambush for. Okay, because the Most High is gonna set the ambush, and they're gonna see all these nations coming up against them, and they're gonna realize, oh man, this is not good, you know. And that's what I'm saying is this is why all of a sudden, and this funny part about it is in Babel, ancient Babylon, the last country to be set up against her is Iran, the descendant of the Amorites. Is it the Amorites? Yeah, Iran is the country that hits her last and sets the ambush. Yeah, he's gonna set the ambush, polish the arrows, put on the shields, stir up the Madites. I think is what it says. For their plan against Babel to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Diaspora, the vengeance of his Haikon, or his Templar. So, what's going to happen here? This is why, if you notice, what's happening between Iran and Israel is an instigation, because they're not the real Jews. What's happening between the United States and Iran is an instigation. They're setting it up. They're making Iran look like so much the bad guy that we got to do this. Why? Because Babylon knows they're going to set the ambush. Okay? So one of the visions I had, and I have a city in mind, the fact that I know it, I was getting a warning they might change it. I don't know. Because these Masons, they have to just do it to cause it to be an event. They still may go through it. This is what everybody keeps calling the second 9/11. So, if you remember, the 9/11 resulted in going to Baghdad. Now, because Iran has to be the final country to attack Babylon, they got to get a reason to have America hate Iran, just like what they did with the Al Qaeda and all that. But it's going to be a more massive attempt, because the Most High is stirring up these guys against. See, the Most High is stirring up Iran against us. Okay, so because remember, he's sending the evil ones against Babylon. The people have to be deceived. The Christians can't know that this is part of the scriptures. Okay, because they don't know they're standing in Mystery Babylon, so they have to know. Okay, what's up with they're gonna think, oh my gosh, that's why he said, with all this stuff that's been happening, like people in Christianity were running the churches when 9/11 hit, and they were freaking out and everything was going on. And they're like, I don't get it. Well, it's going to happen again because a massive event is going to take place that has to make them say, go, leave. Just like in Egypt, they need to go. The deal has been made. Get them out of here. But of course, like what happened last time, oh man, we ain't gonna let them go so easy. And that's when the Most High is gonna really bring, boom, a heavy hammer on them. And the people gonna be in shock, going into camps. That's why they're getting all the camps ready. And like he's saying, if you don't heed the warning of the watchman, which is what I really am, then I'm doing this video so my blood is not on your hands. That's why I sent the warning out on Facebook, Twitter, everything. That's why we're doing this. I don't want the blood on my hands that I didn't try to tell you. Okay? Because every Bantu that falls in Babylon needs to know that you need to wake up. The people who came on those boats in slavery were not just any Africans. This is why even the Moors have tried to hide this, saying that they're the chosen. Okay? They know they had. That's why I was arguing with one of them. He says we were never, our people were never slaves. Well, that's because the Moors weren't slaves because they controlled this country. But they're just as brainwashed as all the others, and they're thinking that the Bakongo people are. That's why they're not mocking the God that they think. They're mocking Congo. You see, and that's why right now the reality of the situation is we don't have any more time. That's why the Most High said at this point, tell them and get ready. Get ready to go. I mean, I'm talking about, I think a lady she told me that she had a dream and she said, I grabbed a picture of my son and I was gone. And I grabbed my purse. That's how it's going to be. She was like, we were like, because she's a lady, she's had some miraculous things happen to her. She told me she survived. She actually saw a bullet that was going to shoot her and it curved. I was like, wow. Because she didn't go to the churches like, that's why people give her a hard time. She's like, you're one of the nicest guys to me. And thank you for watching if you're going to be watching this. I'm sorry. Apologize, my brains are working. I remember who you are because I see you all the time on Twitter and I'm like, oh, I got a brain freeze. The sister, but, and like Susan Yah and those, they know. I mean, that lady said she been through so many attempts. Her life was saved. Miracles do happen with the Most High people, and even those who follow the truth. That's why I keep getting on these people that telling this saying, "Oh, the Gentiles aren't going to be a part of this." They forget that when we left captivity, there are people who came with us that agreed with our God. They're like, "Yeah, we know this is wrong." See, because they're gonna see it when they're gonna see us going, and they're gonna be like, "Can we go? Can we go? We got to go. We believe you." You see what I'm saying? The Most High is stirring and up. That's one of the reasons why some of this stuff is being allowed because they know. So they're fighting against this. They're like, yeah, we know. They're getting ready to go. We need to go with them. I told this one lady, I said, when you see us running, follow. She believed me. She's like, okay. I said, when that time comes, I told another white lady, I said, and then the one Christian lady said, well, don't leave me. See, that's what I'm saying is there's people that know, they can see it. They know the end days are coming, but the way they've been seated in their mind is the manipulation. And just like I used to worry about this rapture, I was like, and that's when the Most High really brought me down to earth and said, look, These people are in the harlot. I'm pulling you out of the harlot. Just like I did a lot of your other brothers and sisters. You need to come out of this harlot because they're so deceived they don't even know. And that's why we're doing this, because it's not that we're trying to be against Christianity. We're not. Some of them, I've heard the brothers say they hate it. I get it, because when they see what has happened in Africa, there is a sense of anger of the things that have been done. But one of the things I always have to keep reminding myself is we did it to ourselves. Yeah, I don't like the fact that peace officers beat. I never knew. I was like, I don't like what policemen are doing to our people. I don't like none of that stuff. I know the Most High has something ready for those guys. And it pains me to see it. I'm not saying I'm about forgiving, like some people say. The vendor's gonna be his to deal with what they do. I have pity upon the fact that so many people don't see the wrong that they're doing to face what they're going to face. And I hope that they find that path, but we know it's not going to happen. Once a lot of those police officers realize you've been in mystery Babylon the whole time, they're going to freak out. Because not all the police, I know police officers, not all of them are Masons. Not all of them know this truth. And they're gonna be like, we put who in jail, and they putting people in jail. They know that I talked to a police officer. He said what? I had a conversation with him. He's like, now it makes sense why we were arresting the wrong guy, because they literally were throwing our own people into jail that didn't belong there because they were covering up for one of their buddies. They know that. They were setting stuff up. So you think they're not gonna pay for that? They're gonna pay for it. Okay? That's why the Most High said they're not gonna get away with it. My vengeance is mine. And you've seen the movie. Even that's why they turned the end of America into an entertainment thing with movies. Where every time America's getting blown up, it's like, or destroyed, it's like, oh, this is cool. But they're not telling you, oh no, this is going to be your reality. Yeah. And then they make these movies that tell you, well, we're trying to stop it. They know they can't stop it. They've been trying. Time travel, all this stuff they've been trying to do. Changing the images. Everything. They've done everything to try to stop it. But they know now it's like, oh. That's why in the one show it's like, you're not going to stop it. It's coming regard whatever you think is, you're not going to stop it. And they're not. That's why they keep portraying all the people that want to destroy the earth as evil in these shows. And all the people that want to save the earth as good guys. So who do you think they're mocking when they do those? The Most High. They're making him the bad guy. He wants to keep destroying the earth. We got to stop him. No, the point is, you guys are doing wicked because you're following these demigods. And now this is the punishment. I told you not to. So they've turned what he already said was going to happen in Scripture into this hate God or hate the Creator mentality. And that's exactly what happened in the days of Noah. They turned it into a hate God mentality if he wants to destroy the earth. That's why Noah's like, hey, this is your fault, not mine. This is the people that don't see it. It's like, this is, you made choices. Okay? And that's why I was like, you see these white people trying to say, well, all lives matter. They did this Black Lives Matter thing as a cry. The Most High stirred that Black Lives Matter thing as a cry for out of Egypt. They don't know that. Remember they caused the cry, hey, remember us, Most High, remember who you people are. The Christians don't even know that that's what they're doing. They're causing the cry out of Egypt. because they don't know that this is Egypt. The Phoenicians left them like, this is their cry. They said, wait till he show up. We gonna stop him though. Yeah, whatever. No, this is the cry. Let my people go. This is why right now they're trying to lock everything down, because the first "let my people go" from Pastor Mello and Simon Toko was, okay, 10 years, we out of here. This is kind of why the Most High started to speed some things up, because they got wind to this. Like, oh, remember the 2030 thing is one of the things the Masons have been pushing for years. So it isn't like they didn't know this was coming. They knew. They just don't want the Christians to know that this is why 2030 everything's gonna be different here. Because the bottom line is, it's like, hey, you stuck in Babylon. Now, I know there's the portion of Revelation where it talks about being beheaded for his name's sake. And I'm thinking, the Most High, I hope you correct me if I'm wrong, but that's got to be when you see the people that are Christians that have the vision that they get taken to these facilities. But they say like Obama ordered the guillotines and people trying to hide it, and they're going to get that offer: take the mark of the beast or die. And then that's when they get the opportunity as another chance to say, we're not going to serve the false Messiah. So we'll take the beheading. Okay. And to me, that's what I think, because Babylon at that point, if I'm reading the scripture correctly, is already destroyed. Let me go to Revelation, and I apologize, I know this is dragging on, but I really wanted to get this message out because it's starting to happen. I mean, what Pastor Mello said, and a lot of other Bantus are saying, a lot of other Hebrew Israelites and the Hebrew Yisraelim, as a guy, he said, yeah, we're getting ready. He was in South Africa. He said, yeah, we're preparing for you. So they know it's coming. He said, yeah, we're getting everything ready for you guys. They have gotten it through the spirit. They know that the Bakongo people are coming home. They know this. So they're like, yeah, we're getting ready for you guys. So they know that the Most High thought, and this is what I want to talk about. The ship of, let me read this first. So it says, and I saw a messenger come down from the Sulu having a key to the pit of the deep and a great chain in his hand, and he seized the dragon. I already got the word this is going to happen. They're getting ready to seize him. And Satan, the bound for 1,000 years, and threw him into the pit of the deep and put a seal on him, so that he should lead the nations no more astray until 1,000 years were ended. And after that he was released. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them, and the lives of those who have been beheaded. See, now it says, here's us. See how this is how they move it really quick. So it says, and I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and the judgment was given to them, and the lives of those who have been beheaded because of the witnesses they bore to Uzziah. So the first group, as I'm looking at it, is the people who remember I told you they're going to be the ones, the army following him. The Most High, you're going to break in pieces the nations, okay, because you're going to be the judgment. And then it says the lives of those who have been beheaded. So that's what I'm saying. Don't count out the fact that we're not gonna see more, because there have been people. The guy he showed a vision. I don't know how to trust it because I know he was on YouTube, but there have been people who said they saw the lines where people were lining up, and this is where they said, because I think they made a movie about it, because this is where they deceived you in the Left Behind. Okay, so in the Left Behind movie, you saw that people vanish and they kind of rapture, 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 rapture. When really, okay, those were us being taken to Isolele that were disappearing. Okay, um, I saw the planes crashing and stuff like this too, like they had in the movie. But it was because when they faked that rapture, okay, people died drastically. It was like they thought they went to heaven, and no, because they had to make the Christians still believe that it was coming, because they're gonna play it like a sucker. They're gonna play it like a sucker. It's gonna be terrible. But then it said that people who they felt bad, like, oh, I left behind, I missed it, not realizing that the people that they just took, the so-called Christians, are not going to be the same as you. So that's why the Most High said, in the harvest, the tares go first, because they they separate the wheat from the tares, and they go to get burned. Okay, so they're gonna be dropping them off at the firehouses, the fire things, fire pits, or whatever they got ready for that. I just hope I'm not. I just want to make sure we're not one of them. So it says, and they sat in judgment, and it says, and who did worship the beast. And it says, and because of the word of Jehovah, and who did not worship the beast nor his image, and did not receive his mark upon their foreheads or upon their hands, and they lived and reigned with Messiah for 1,000 years. Now, I'm going to say that that's more geared toward the Bongo, the Gentiles. I'm not going to speculate, because I'm pretty sure it also is going to include Bantus too, that don't separate from the harlot. I really feel for those who took the Ash Wednesday cross. I know my wife was one of them, so I was like, man, but it was done through the guidance of her family, but she left the Catholic Church and stopped doing it. So, it's one of those things where I know the Most High, because I know he healed her of smoking, so he must love her. So I can't say that it won't happen. But what I'm saying is, this is where I'm going to let the military know, those who serve, this is your fate in this whole setup. Okay, it says, and on his robe and on his banner he was named with the sovereign of sovereigns and the dawn of masters, Kuswakon, the Most High. And I saw one messenger standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the birds that fly in the Zulu. So all, the crows, all the birds that like to eat flesh, meat, come and gather together in supper of the great Elimu, to eat the flesh of sovereigns. So here, okay, so this is where these Masons are so deceived by Satan. Because remember, these sovereigns are Masons. They're Illuminati, they're Freemason, they're whatever you want to call them. Demonic, they're reptilian. They're going to get it too. Okay, it says here, come and gather a supper of and eat the sovereigns and the flesh of commanders and the flesh of strong ones and the flesh of horses and those who sit on them and the flesh of all the people, free and slave, both small and great. So when Babylon falls, you're bird food if you stick around. If you fight against the Most High, you become bird food. But see, the devil's so slick. He's not even telling you that this war that you're preparing for is against Isaiah, against the Messiah. That's how slick they are up in the Pentagon and the Capitol and all this other stuff and their governments, and that's why they want you to worship. Make sure you America's the greatest and da 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 da. I'm not saying I'm not. You got to be patriotic. I'm gonna hear a lot of Americans say, "Well, get out. Don't even be here." Oh, we leaving, but I'm not leaving without my money. Okay, so get that out of your head right now. Don't trust me. We're gonna be gone, and I guarantee you, when you've said that, that's the day you're gonna regret you said it. When all these black people get up and leave, and you wonder where they're going, it's gonna be like, well, you told us to go, so we're going. And then when you see a bank account get depleted, and you're like, whoa, where would my money go? Nah, bro, that's their money. We stole it from them. Y'all didn't know that? No, I didn't know that. Why you give me back my money? Well, that's when the riots start. Because that money's going to be gone. They're going to be like, oh, we don't have your money. Well, go get my money back. Go get my money back. See, that's the thing. They don't realize that they've been using our money. We've been using our own money again. That's why they give us a little bit of it at a time. They're sitting on trillions, and that trillions belongs to us. And see, that's the thing that a lot of us gotta get. That's why we gotta really understand. Not everybody is paying attention. I already told a brother of mine, I said, you're not gonna flip your grandma. That's stuck in Catholicism. That's the hardest one to flip because when they've been in that Catholicism, my aunt, my mom, even I can't talk to her. She knows something is wrong, but she won't leave it because she was a United States senator. Maybe she's stuck in it. She knows she gonna die here. I don't know, but see, that's the thing. I mean, a buddy of mine, he just passed away. I know he was a major football coach, and he had pancreatic cancer, and I was like, man, wow. There's people still going to be dying before this comes. I don't know. It could be me. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things happening around here. They're forcing many of us to wear these masks if we go to our job that's not out of our home. And if you refuse, you get fired. And I'm at the point where I'm ready to go. And it's like, I know who my boss is and who he stands for. But I have to also see what the Most High wants. I want to get out of there. You're going to be the first to know this. If you watch it, that I have a pending lawsuit for my work comp because there's some crazy stuff that happened. I don't know if that's my portion. That when it goes down, that could be they give me. That's what I'm getting. I don't know. There's many ways the Creator's gonna provide how you gonna get your money. That's why He said it's coming. They're gonna be giving you your money. That's why they're hiding the reason why the stock market one day is gonna just plummet worse than the great, and they're laughing about it because they make it look like we're gonna destroy them and take away all their money, but they're not telling you that but that portion of that money goes back to the Most High people. That's their reparations. They're gonna be trying to figure out, wait, you paid them their reparations? And then they're gonna be looking at them like, no, this is what they stole from the Most High. What? Wait a minute. Where's that in the Bible? Yeah, we're the real Jews. See ya. And That's when it's gonna be like they're gonna be sitting there saying, oh, "How did we not see this? Who are we worshiping? The wrong Messiah." And now we know. See ya. The Most High woke up his people. He's like, you need to come back home. Get away from that false Messiah. He's been lying to you for so many years. Yeah, this is your captivity. They didn't even tell you the truth about the 400 years. They just said it was the end of slavery. It's being here for 400 years. Oh, we're gonna commemorate that. No, that wasn't. That's the scripture. See, the false leaders are throwing it in the face. They know that it's not pertaining to them, but they can't let anybody else know. The high level Jews, I should say, the other peons, I should say, the ones that are lower, that's still doing it, all that. They don't know. But Hollywood's even telling the truth, but they hid it because all them rich people going in the boat. A lady even told me where she spoke to a brother where the boats are. Cause I wanted to talk about how the boat situation works out. So Tarshish, he says the boats of Tarshish took his people to Babylon. Sorry, where did I see that? He said Tarshish took the boat. He took his people to Tarshish. Tarshish took the people on the boats. And then he said Tarshish is going to bring them back. Where did I see that? One second. It's funny how you can't see it when you're trying to do it. Because I know one of the ladies I talked to said the Spanish, I guess that's why they're being so low key right now, and I didn't know this, that they're the ones that were tasked with the job of building these boats to bring us back home. But the ladies told me, Sarah, Vessel of Yah said she spoke to a person in the Bahamas and they said the boats are already getting ready. So that might be the gateway that we're going to be, because I know we came in through the Caribbean passage to get here, so that we got to go out back through the Caribbean passage to get out. And what she was saying was, the scriptures talks about that the land of Tarshish brought us on the boats. Because remember, the Most High still calls these places by their old name when they see their prophecies, and not their new names. Because everything plays out the same way. So apparently, when we went to Babylon the first time, this time, there were boats from Tarshish that took us. And there were boats from Tarshish that brought us back. When Nebuchadnezzar came and scooped us up. And so he's saying it's the same thing. So when you look at what Tarshish is, I looked up Tarshish on the video. It says Spain is where Tarshish was located. Talk about scripture being right there in front of you. So if you recall, our slavery started through Spain, according to how it was all set up. That's why they said they already knew they were going to do this ahead of time. And of course, the Spain's run by the Romans and all that. This is why they came around the horn. They were doing all the trade so they could get used to how. The real reason why they were coming around the horn in Africa, they were getting used to how they were going to pick us. They were picking the spots to see where they would set up to collect us, to take us. They were setting. They were pre. That's why you can't believe history. They keep saying, "Oh, we went around that way because we was the easiest way." No, they knew. They were spotting out the locations that were best to set up bases, ports to pull us out of there. They know. They were looking at how to enhance them, how to set them up, how to build it, so that when they took us in and took us out, that it would be, rank and file. It would be a systematic thing, you know. And so that's why, yeah, they might have been trading that way, but most of it, that was just scouting. History books kind of deceive you because they know who we were. Okay. So I'm just saying, I apologize. I might have fumbled through some things. My apologies, and still trying to get better at this because I don't do this as often as I should. But one of the things they keep talking about is that volcano. Well, remember, and I'm gonna say it again. This is why you gotta let black people, especially Bantus, know this. Whatever plague falls upon Babylon falls upon you if you don't quit separating, if you don't separate yourself from the harlot. Just like in Egypt, if you don't accept the blood of the lamb, the true lamb, not the imposter, because remember he was called a shepherd god too. That's why they can make it. That's why they can make the easy switch because Satan, the devil's not. I'm saying the ball. That's where it comes from. He's not stupid. That's why people keep thinking that they got him beat. And he's like, remember how they do those movies that say I was 5 steps ahead of you? Yeah, he's 5 steps ahead of us. He's like, no, you don't even know I got you. Don't you read it's right there in the word. I deceive everybody. You just got to know how. And that's where it comes the most high part. He's going to break down to you the how when you ask him. And that's when he's going to help you come out the harlot and come out the system because that's why when I had this conversation with my dad, he's hearing me. He doesn't understand. Well, that's why this is that parable of the wine. Okay, for those that don't, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard this parable a million times as a Christian. How many really understood what he meant? When he said to get rid of that old wine, he's talking about the harlot's wine. Remember, the harlot's going to give you wine that's going to make you drunk with the world, and it's going to be, yeah, I'm doing it the right way. No, I'm not. You've been working with the harlot messing you up. Because remember, the harlot came into Yisolele because of the trespasses of the Most High's people. So that's why when you were following the law, statutes, and commandments, the people were misleading you as to how you were getting you to circumvent around it. They were making it to where it was a chore. They were making it to where it was determining control. How did that sound familiar? Okay, that has the same spirit was over Yisolele that's over America. That harlot. That's why he said you got to get rid of the harlot's wine. The old wine. They changed it to old because they didn't want you to understand that. The world's wine. The world is the harlot. You got to get rid of that. Okay? Before I can give you the new wine. And that is why most people have been tricked into believing they got that new wine. He's like, no, they're in the harlot's wine still. You can't give anybody new wine, and that's why if you try to tell them this truth and they haven't dumped out the harlot's wine, what did he tell you? You can't put new wine into old wineskins. You're in the old. This is the old you. You have to purge yourself of the harlot, which is why you have to be really why you got to be born again, because you were born into the harlot's world when you were born. Now you got to separate yourself from the harlot because this is a sinful world. This is the Antichrist world. This is a dead world starting from back when she fooled. The harlot was there to trick Adam, her spirit. They call it whatever they want to call it, and the Ashkenaz people, Lilith or whatever they want to call it. Okay, the devil's wife was there with him in the beginning. She just happened to show up with Nimrod. That's why people were committing. I said that's why the scripture is like nothing is new under the sun. Her spirit was trying to deceive us then. We caught the flood. Now she deceived us. Now here come the fire. Hello. Nothing's changed. And she got brothers and sisters that help. Oh, that's what I want to get into. I forgot about the alchemy. So here's the thing. And I know, like I said, Pastor Miller was trying to be sensitive to the scientist-minded people when he wrote his book. But he knows who I'm talking about. There's a Anunnaki, because it's really hard when you do some of these type of teachings. It's really hard to tell people the truth about where they come from, and that in Africa they know, but you can't always believe it because you've been deceived. They know what happened in Egypt, as far as, and unfortunately, this is to me. There's a book that actually revealed that Yakubi was a part of it, and the Nation of Islam, they know this. Okay, this is one of the reasons why the Most High set it up to where Joseph would be sold into Egypt by his brothers. Remember, the Most High sets up everything to happen for a reason. He was sending us into a captivity because we messed up. And one of the things that happened is our grandfather, you remember, because Esau did his thing, he got in trouble. Well, remember, we have to be careful with who we interact with when it comes to some of these angels, because they can come at us and unawares. And one of the ones that did it was the one they call alchemy. Because our grandfather, this is why they lie about the Bantus. We had scientists, we had abilities to do things way before. We weren't just sheep herders. Okay? And a lot of Bantu people, they know this. We were doctors. Remember Luke was a physician. We had knowledge. Okay? They didn't steal people wearing nothing but naked clothes. They stole a lot of our knowledge. Remember, the Most High gave the book of remedies to Noah, and we had that knowledge. They've used it against us because they manipulated us using that book that was passed really to us. That we had the remedies too. The Most High taught us a lot of things that made us a great nation and isolated. That's what Hollywood tries to make. Hollywood, I'm not going to say it, but when it goes, I'm not going to be too sad. And I got relatives out there, and I hope they get out of there, and I hope other people do. But that place is so. I'm glad that the Most High kept me out of that, because there was a chance for me to become an actor, and I didn't do it. Because now I know why. And because I was very talented, I could sing, I could still sing pretty good, I could act, and they wanted me to get in this play, and that would have been that would have skyrocketed me to the next level. Most High was like, nah, you're going to go see your grandma in the Virgin Islands with your dad. Made me change my mind. That he just happened to be going on. It's weird how he just happened to be going on that trip at the same time that this thing was being offered, and they couldn't hold apart. So now, what I'm getting at is, um, there's a book called The Rise of the Anakim. I brought it to Pastor Mel's attention because it talked about Simantoko in that book, and he wanted to contact the guy. How did he find out about Simantoko? And the guy that wrote it was a black guy. He actually, I think he had to be Illuminati of some kind because he was talking about the Anunnaki and how they were doing the rituals and the Tablet of Destiny. And one of the things that happened is he explained that he said in the book that Yakubi stole the tablet from the Anunnaki. Now I understand. I was like, whoa, okay, where is this coming from? Where did he get this? Because like I said, they have some knowledge about us that we don't know. And so I asked the Most High, so he broke it down. Okay. He even showed me where they have it on Google, where the Nation of Islam knows that Yaqub, as they call him, they say 6,000 years ago, he helped create white people as a punishment. Well, because of the dark skinned people's disobedience, this is how the black race started to get erased. Now, of course, this being, knowing that Yakubi was one of the most intelligent people on the planet, more intelligent than Esau, apparently he had where Yaqub, our grandfather, take the different complexions of black people and started separating them and put into different sections. Now, the Muslims say, Islam says it was on the Patmos where Paul was, where Elkanah was. I mean, yeah, the island of Patmos. To me, because they're trying to hide this Joker so much, at the time, I think it was Atlantis. Okay, I'll say why I say that, because this alchemy character that they used for science was the scientist of Babylon. He was Nimrod's mother's brother. They call him Nergal in the Anunnaki system. Okay, you'll recognize it because everywhere you see the staff with the two snakes and the wings, okay, that's his staff. Everywhere, they got it everywhere. The reason why his staff is everywhere, they're showing non-black people, most of them, that this is how you got here. But you don't know that. I tell you, the secret society, man, and in their order, they worship this order. It's called the Order of Thoth, T-O-T-H. I looked it up. I was like, man, this is all the science right here that they teaching us in school. I looked at it out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is everything. The planets, the whole solar system, all of that was in this order. Okay, and this is a being talking to him. In the Egyptian, because remember, we knew the Egyptians, even though we weren't in captivity, we traded with them, we were part of it. We knew them. That's why when they say that was the 400 years, it's like, there's no way. Because we could speak Egyptian. Because those were our cousins. That's why I'm like, y'all's people. When Abana went to Egypt, you think he was speaking Swahili? You know? He's speaking the language they speak. Kemet language. That's the only reason why they could trap us, because they had to know how to speak our language. They were cousins then. So when the Bible scripture says, people say, oh no, that was the 400 years of captivity. It's the scripture says in a language, in a place where the language you'll never know, is going to be our captivity. Man, the Bantu people knew Kemet language. That's why you get some of these people who are trying to trap us, saying that they're Bantus and they're with the Kemetists. And they're like, oh, but we already know that. The West African issue, I remember I heard about that. And it's like, no, dude. He's like, yeah, we know this. But the problem is that this is how this. I think Chulo, Chibo Malongo said this. In order to trap the Bantus, you got to know the language. Well, guess what? Guess who taught? Guess who taught the English and the Spanish how to speak Kikongo? The Moors, when they were in Europe. And we had Bantus in Spain. Okay? Now, when the English showed up, we're like, what language is this? We don't know this. And even some of the Spaniards were like, we didn't know that Spain like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to tell you, they had to know our language to catch us. That's how they knew how to twist it and use it against us. Chivo Alongo said that. Okay? We didn't know theirs, but they knew ours. So who taught them that? The Ashkenazis. They stole everything from us. They stole it. I'm not being anti-Semite, nothing. They know. They've admitted it several times to other people in Africa that they know this. It's the way that they have to keep it going because the false Messiah is not going to let them just get away with it. They gotta keep up appearances. Okay. So, Tarshish, they already knew. And that's why I'm saying, in this walk, when we get ready to talk to people, when we're interacting with people, you're going to get people upset. Yeah, we know. But it's how you handle it that matters. Because they're in the harlot. They just don't know who it is. And it's in their face. But they've been conditioned, one of us were conditioned. We were conditioned not to see her. That's why they don't tell you who the harlot is when you're in church. Or when you're in the mosque, or when you're in all these different places. In the temple in Japan. Because she's in Japan too. They have a goddess celebration. They just don't know. She fits into every culture. So you won't recognize her. And that's why he said that old wine is the harlot's wine that's been making the nations drunk with her fornication. Celebrating these festivals of orgies and all these different things that they do. And debauchery. That's why you get people get all drunk in the club and everything and falling over each other. That's her spirit. She's doing that. With the help of the other demons that's in there. She's getting you drunk with that wine for fornication. Go have sex. Go do your thing. Give me some too. I'm riding with you. I'm the harlot. She offers her body to whoever will take it. Because the devil pimps out his wife. That's why, I've never understood this whole swinger thing. And now I know why they do it. Because it's her spirit. So when you out there letting other men or sleep with your wife or vice versa, your wife sleep with your husband, that's the harlot. Yeah, free for all. Go ahead. I don't care. I'll watch. That's Babylon. Hello, that's a Babylonian mentality because that is what the festival of Ishtar was. When she was going to go get Tammuz and get him out of they call it Easter. So I said after the 40 days of Lent, which is the weeping of the harlot, weeping for Tammuz. This is why it doesn't align with our Savior's. That's why he's not. He's like, I don't even align when I was died and crucified. Period. That's why it has to be the same days, the same 3 days every year, even though the Eid Paseka changes based upon when the first day of the year will be counted the 7 days for the Sabbath, and then the 14 days for the festival of Eid Paseka. That's why that's why you always wonder. Even the fake Jews know that, because that's why they don't always line up. Sometimes, because you don't see how they're counting it too, you know. And you're like, well, and sometimes they fall in the same time, and sometimes they don't, because they stole it, you know. And that's what I'm saying. But they've also done some other things that I said that I've seen so many brothers do that feast of unleavened bread, and I'm like, man, the Creator said the Messiah is removing the leaven out of your body. That's his role. So all those feasts of leavened bread that you're doing, you're supposed to be blessing the Messiah for removing the leaven. I mean, there you don't. I mean, you don't eat the leavened bread. I get it. You know, you don't eat leavened bread either. But the point is, you don't just eat unleavened bread for 7 days like that. You got to understand, the Messiah took the leaven out of you. That was his job. That's the leaven stands for the sins. When he died, he died for your zonos. He took the leaven. See, you listen to these, you listen to how you're being taught. Who's teaching you? They don't even recognize him. So of course they're gonna teach you the feast of unleavened bread that way. So what you're basically doing when you're partaking in the feast of unleavened bread, you're denying that he even died. Because you're saying the bread is removed. I'm removing the leaven according to the Old Testament. And I know these brothers out here say I'm Old Testament only. Well, you know what? That's your choice. But I said, if that was true, then why are they spending all this money mocking the real one? Millions, billions of dollars mocking the real Messiah, if the fake one, if he didn't exist. They're spending all kind of money mocking him. We just don't know it. Okay? Kimbo Natatanzambi Yamazulu. It's early in the morning here, so I'll say Osikameni to those who are, maybe it might be morning around here, that are Bantus that see this. For those who see it in the morning, Osikameni. And I pray that this has been I have to put the two videos together because it stopped. Hopefully it don't take too long. But I hope it was a blessing, because it made me, when I had these revelations, it was like, well, now it makes sense why you gotta pay attention, like they said, to what's going on. Don't just up and just, because if the Most High wasn't ready for you yet, you might find yourself in a position that you're not ready for. And that's why they're warning you. Don't just because we're calling you home. Okay, don't be like what happened with Ghana and them. Yeah, come on back. And they laughing at you. Oh, all your money's still over here. Go right ahead. We'll keep it. This is the game they're playing. This is why these Masons, they know what they're doing. They're ahead of it. All these people, that's why you had all those Masons over there. That's why they had all of the black Mason actors going to Ghana and say, yo, come on, you're in return. Nigeria, all of that. All these rich people. It's like, wait a second. If you go with them, where's your money? Do you follow what I'm saying? And that's what Pastor Miller was even saying. That's why he said it's not the same. If it was the same, if the Most High had ordained it, you would come home with your wealth. You would come home with what they stole, the harlot stole from you. And they're getting ready to make the decision because they already put it in there. They've already started the paperwork. That's why you think the guy was sitting there calculating how much money each slave is owed. Some trillion. I mean, there's trillionaires around here. They were how much they were owed. Why are they calculating that? Because they got to pay it out in every nation. They're doing that right now. How much do we owe the Bantus? They're just not telling anybody. Because if the Christians get wind of it, that's why I said I hope this video even lasts. Because if the Christians get a wind of it, they're like, oh, what? Why are you paying out reparations? I thought y'all weren't going to do that. And why is it being paid out in other nations too? Because it's like where the Bantus are, even in Asia. That's why their market, Japan's going to sink in the market. I'm telling you. When the Japanese people find out that a lot of the stock market trading has been the money they've been making and working so hard for, but really belongs to the Most High people, what do you think they're going to do? Ooh, they're going to be mad. You see? Because all these markets are circling his dollars, his money. All of them. And only the top people know that. They stole his money. All the rich people. They got it. That's why they're sitting in the rituals like snickering. Look, we paying this back to $1 million a year in a contract. That's why the owner's like, we were billions. Or you want your money? Join with us. That's how they doing it, to take that inheritance away from you. Because if you come on that way, that's why they did it. To bring the black man into the sports world. Now we got his inheritance. They ain't going nowhere. This is why I'm so glad that Most High said, you don't. He picked me to say, get away. I'm not going to even let them give you the, because I was a good player. I could play. I watched the old video myself that one of my buddies put on TV just to reminisce of what happened and why the Most High changed his mind. I was pretty good. I played with some dudes that played in the college and the NFL. We were beating them. And the Most High was like, this is why your junior year was so terrible. I did that. I made Niswanger not play you. I made Niswanger not do these things. Because I didn't want you out there. You were not ready. That was not what I wanted for you. See, when the Most High doesn't want you to do something, he had another path, he'll mess that path up. But also because, like the scripture says, if you don't do his law, statutes, and command, anything you set out to do will fail. But at the same time, he's like, no, this is your path. This is what I wanted for you. But you ran from it. You see, that's why he said, there was a pastor when I was in high school that said, you should be a preacher. Because I was really starting to understand the scriptures pretty well, but I was also starting to question. And that's why one of the reasons why I didn't become one, because I'm like, I don't want to be a preacher and do something that misleads people, and then I'm in trouble. You see why the Most High waited for this time for me and many of us? Because the thing about it was, had I gone that route, I'd be like all the other preachers getting ready to face this judgment. Because I would have been deceiving the Bantus. I would have had, even though I know pastors that didn't join the Masons, they would have been still on top of me. Hey, you can't preach that. What? Why can't I preach that? Trust me, just don't preach that. Threatening. It's like, why? When in the world would you want to worship a dingaling over the Most High when he knows he's going to get jacked up anyway? He knows it. That's why he's saying, this is why he don't want people to know this. He's taking as many, they say we're going down with the ship. Now I know where that comes from. We're going to take as many, he said, we want as many people to go down with the ship as possible with us. We're going to take as many down with us as we can. And this is why they spend all this money preaching a false doctrine, pretending to have the Holy Spirit, spending money on sports complexes, building up their cities so that you get distracted. All of this here is Esau's revenge over his brother and the enemies that he joined. It's not just him. He is the ringleader in this. That's why the Most High says is the heir of Esau. Because he had the power over Nimrod when he killed him. He took the clothes. But he's now buddy-buddy with Nimrod because Nimrod hates us just as much as he does. And the other tribes. Understand it. There's black tribes that hate us because they know we're the chosen people. That's why they want to kill us. But see, they don't understand is that false Messiah that has them thinking like that. All the tribes of Noah got misled by that spirit again, the anti-Messiah, the devil's son that came from Cain. That's why he's like, man, here we go again. We just got off the boat. We suppose we'd be doing it the right way. I mean, can you imagine how frustrating that would be? All these children you have, and the only one that stopped believing in these gods is Abana. Out of all the children, Noah was still alive for a long time. People don't understand it. He was still alive. He watched this happen. That's why he prayed for the book. Man, they afflicted my kids again. These people in the light that were around. He knew. And sure enough, it's like, oh, here we go. Once again, we just finished killing all these people, and here we go. See, and that's why the Most High got so frustrated with why he's putting so many curses on so many generations of people, because he's like, didn't you just pay attention to why are you listening to these demons? They just got everybody killed. So now he said, oh, but he already knew. He said so ahead of time. That's why these Masons, they said we're enlightened. We know stuff ahead of time. Well, yeah, because the Most High already told you. And the angel has to, and Satan goes to the meetings. That's why you got stuff ahead of time. That's why the devil got foresight for thousands of years. He got foresight for hundreds of years. He just don't know when they're gonna bring the smackdown on him. That's why he got the lookouts. Where they at? When they about to bring this, let me know. Give me a heads up. He doesn't know that. That's why he sent the time travelers ahead and everything. We gotta see when they gonna bring the smackdown on me. Let's see the day. He's still trying to figure out the day. He doesn't know. He knows it. See, he knows it now. He knows it's the season because look, the Bantus awakening. God's coming anytime now. Where they at? That's why Moses said, we're getting ready. The final preparations are coming. Just hold on. Don't get excited. We're gonna get you out of here. Flee. But when the time comes, flee. Don't wait. Flee. because you know any plant wherever you are, the means are going to be provided to get you out. He knows that. They have to provide they have to provide the means to get you out. That's part of the bargain. That's why when I was listening to Pastor Noah, he said, "Yeah, we're working on." When he was talking about Simon he said, "Yeah, we're working on the plan to get you safely out of your captivity. We're working on it." Well, yeah, because they got to make sure that they know they're not going to just say, "Oh, go ahead and go." They want to keep pounding on us. So they have the angels got to make sure that whenever we leave, we come back in one piece. We're okay. But they have to. That's why they're hashing out. I mean, they ain't telling you this. Behind closed doors, the angels are hashing out the deal right now with these evil beings, these deities. Okay, that's what the Most High. No, we don't. No, they hash it. Okay, let's hash it out. We gotta get out of here. What you want? This is what the Most High is doing. He's trying to, you can't be stupid because they're gonna get their judgment anyway. But the point is, they gotta hash out the deal. Okay, that's why you say I'm bartering for my people who sold like hip for a while. It's a bargaining process because we signed so many contracts we shouldn't have signed. You see, he got to break all these contracts that his people have signed that we're trapped in. Do you see that they don't know? So they got to get the money right. Okay, this will come with us. That's why they can't handle all the billions of people once the money is gone. So they got to kill it. That's why they're going to die. They can't handle that because there's not going to be any money left. And those that don't, that's why they have to do the mark of the beast. Hey, you want to live? Take it. No, you don't want to live. Guillotine. Okay. But the Messiah is going to be happy with those that actually see the light when that happens. That you took the guillotine, that means you rejected the offer. That's why it says, and those who are beheaded for his name's sake. So don't think that just because it is over, just because we out of here. That's why they saw the people with the robes beyond the eyes could see. Okay? Coming in. You really got to pay attention to the scriptures. That's why you got to quit arguing and quit debating and quit making all these ugly statements because the hatred is going to get you. I remember Issachar said that about some people, and it's like, man, you got a lot of hate, bro. I don't hate right now. Donald Trump, I remember I talked to my neighbor about Donald Trump. Oh, he make my blood boil. Donald Trump don't even affect me anymore. I listen to him, I'm like, dude, I just shake my head like, whatever. I listened to my cousin who's a senator. I said, man, I hope you get free of this. Because he's a Bantu in Congress. I said, man, I really hope you tell Nimrod where to go before this is over. Seriously. My cousin, too. I got a couple of cousins. They up there pretty high. Caribbean born, no Bantu, got tied into this whole thing. I almost was with them. A lot of us are. Some of us are in there. That's why the Most High said, I got to make it to where you don't want to stay here no more. Issachar made it very clear he has to destroy the captivity. The way you don't like it, you don't want to stay here. Then the rest of them will be like begging you, come on, let this no stay, help us rebuild, help us do this, help us do that, fight for us. No, because they're not going to be able to, once you do that, You've made your decision. I'm staying with the harlot. I'm staying with the harlot. Okay, that's what the scripture just said. Get out of here, or take part in her sin or wickedness. If you don't do that, it's gonna not be. I'm. If I get the opportunity, I told my wife, I said, we get this opportunity, you gotta make that decision. I hope your family members do too. If they get the opportunity to get that offer, let's go. But I know there's gonna be some of us gonna say, "What? No, I'm staying here." I had a conversation with a young lady about it. That's how I knew she wasn't ready to hear it. That's why I had to pay attention. She said, "Do we have a choice?" I said, "Yeah, you got a choice." Okay, that's all I got to know. And I had already figured out that she had decided in her mind, I'm gonna stay here if that's the choice that I'm given. Now I'm hoping if she gets the offer, like she see all that money, and she said, "Oh well, I didn't realize we are gonna have all this. Let's go." I hope so. Because she said she wasn't very religious, and unfortunately, she was light skinned, lighter than me actually, but I could tell she had the black hair straight. It was like she had that black hair, the woolly hair, but she was light skinned, and I was like, she said, "Yeah, my mom is Mexican, my dad's black," you know. So, like I said, man, pray for us, pray for our people, pray for the Bantus everywhere, pray for Congo. Yeah, I'm praying for Congo. I'm praying for Congo. I'm praying for the Angolan people. You know, this is how I'm gonna tell you what, man. This is how they know. I meant to tell this to Pastor Mello. This is how they know what we're up to. Because I have tried to contact the Angolan embassy. You think they call me back, or even I try to email them? You think they email me back? No, they haven't done so yet. They know what the plan is. They've been tipped off, and that's why I hope the Most High will step in and tell them, "No, open the gates to Angola. Let's go. We out." Because that's why they're gonna be. They're gonna have to be the gateway. The Congo embassies, same thing. They got to be the gateway to get us out of here, to return to our homeland. Because Ghana opened theirs, but we know why. That's why I was like, that's kind of strange. All the nations should have done what Ghana did in Nigeria. Why didn't they? Because they're not telling you the whole truth. Yeah, it's the year of return. Come on back. Yeah, everybody who was a slave, come on. But you're not reading the scripture. They said everybody who was a slave. And I say not everybody was a Hebrew. Come on, let's go. Not everybody who was a Bantu, a Bakongo, let's go. That's the hint right there. They called you slaves. When they know who those slaves' identity really is, who we really are. We're not slaves. We're the Banabetu. And that is why you gotta be careful when you hear these things, you hear return. Because when Angola does it, then you know if Angola opens their borders and Congo, it's the real deal. Why do we know that? Because they know who you are. They know who the real Bantus are. When you hear the southern countries, the South African, all those countries start to open their borders, they know the diaspora is coming home. That's why the one brother said, "Yeah, we already know it. We can see it start. We can feel it in the air here in South Africa that they're coming home, because we can hear the people talking about it all the time now. That something's up. So at some point they know the spirit people, the people in the spirit, the real Juan and Sammy and stuff. They're like, yeah, something's coming, something's up. So they know. It's gonna happen. They just don't know when. But like I said, when those other countries where the Bantus are primarily located start to say we're opening up, but you're only, for our diaspora coming home, you know, yeah, and like John, the Nata says, the only way they're gonna know that you're them is who we are, or you're with us, 100%. And then they'll be like, yeah, okay, the angel's gonna be checking, the angel, they're gonna let anybody go, the angel, to see who is who, because remember, Yahudis first, the non-Yahudis, the Bongo are second. They're the, when they go with us, you don't get treated the same way. So they gotta know what version are you? Who are you? They're gonna be checking all that, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think a sister said that she saw that, you know, um, Carrie Ann Giddens. I hope she's still okay with everything, but that's this is the way it's gonna this where it's gonna be. And it's sad because, like he said, don't wish for this day because you're gonna be leaving friends and family in the dust, and they're gonna be running from the bear to the mouth of the bear to the mouth of the lion. And I think my wife even told me she had a vision about her and her daughter, and that's why I was concerned. I was like, maybe you're not gonna go. You're gonna be too scared to leave her. And I said, I hope she accepts it. Because that's the thing. Not everybody's gonna feel comfortable leaving their uncle or their brother or their dad or their mom. I said, they're gonna say, Mom coming too? Nope. Dad coming too? Nope. They're still stuck in the harlot. That's why he said, come out of her, my people, that you don't share in her plagues and her sins. You gotta know who that is. That's why I said, you'll know. That's why I told my dad, I said, I knew I separated when she paid me a visit. And I was like, what is that? It's a reptilian. For real. And I'm glad it wasn't a vision because, man, real life I would have been like, whoa, what is that? Yeah, it's a human head with a lizard body. Cause that's the harlot she's the wife of a snake, of a serpent. She just looked like a human being when she run around doing this stuff. You know, if you time to think about it, snakes they have sex with it. Reptiles have sex with anything. they go around and they run around and they mate. They find a mate, just go. That's why it's a harlot. Snakes are a harlot. The Most High people our Savior's mother, Nehemiah, you know, that's why she's like she was pure, and of course they tainted her image through Christianity in many ways people don't even know. I didn't even, like I said, her name is mentioned more in the Quran than the Bible. I should tell you that the harlot has something to do with it because they wrote it. That's what happened when I saw Pope John Paul II kissing the Quran. I should tell Muslims something. What is up with that? But there's some of them are smart enough to know. We know Muhammad was a Muslim, was a Catholic, you know. And the problem is when they said that, oh well, Jesus was a prophet, not God doesn't have a son. I said that's exactly I said, how do you think you got that mindset? The Bantus that didn't accept him, that you converted. They're like, we never believed he was the son. That's how they were so easy to convert. Because they were upset with the way things were playing out after what happened with the fall, that they were ripe for the picking. As they were milling around figuring out who have to be a slave of. Because they weren't part of the, they didn't hook in with the people who were believing, you know. So they were like, and they didn't flee and got away all the way away. I mean, Muhammad went in pretty deep into Africa to get some Bantus. That's why when they prayed, that's why his original mosque, and they didn't tell you this, faced Congo. When they said pray towards Jerusalem, he didn't face no Palestine because he knew where the Bantus were at. This is how history has deceived us. Okay. Kimbo na Tatanzambi ya Mazulu, Unsambu Ulolo, Matonda Masaka for the Most High for this revelation. I pray that I have honored him in a way that will bring glory to his people and to show the deception that you need to come out of. Trust me, I've seen how the stumbling blocks were used for me in a vision, and I didn't quite understand it, how the obstacle, like Isami really removed the obstacle. I had to be like Isami really, remove these obstacles. Okay, you gotta remove the obstacles because they're gonna keep throwing them down. You see what's going on in the riots. We need to grab a hold of those people and say, look, you're losing out your opportunity. They playing you. I know we're mad. I know we're upset, but this is why. If they don't receive it, keep going to the next person. It's going to suck. I know it bothers people when you tell them and they say, I don't want to hear that. Well, stop and think. When the Messiah and his followers were in Usolele doing the same thing, and they come into a house and they teach you this, and you're like, I don't want to hear it. Get out of my house. And they even were throwing stuff at them. Okay, I know that's got to be bound to spirituality, throwing stuff at somebody. Get out of my house. I don't want to hear it. It's a witch. You're a witch. You're a girl. That's a witch. You know. I could just see that, and they don't even realize you just chased away your eternity. It's a sad feeling, but he's like, say, hey, shake your mouth, move on. Don't dwell on them. That's their fault. Go to the next one. Don't collect money. They don't need the money. Everything will be taken care of. You know, that's why he said, don't even take your purse. You're not collecting any money. That should be the lesson to the pastors that are deceiving us. But that's passing around the collection plate, mocking people sometimes. Because that's when he said, don't even take your purse because you're not taking any collections for what you're going to do. You don't need the money. Sound like something that people not practicing? But man, this is America. You know, they charge for. I say, yeah, that should have been your first hint that something is wrong with this place. They charge for everything. They charge you for this. They charge you for that. You got to make money somehow. Well, don't make it flying to people. That's why you get done. I mean, but a preacher is being an honest living. Not if you're teaching the wrong Messiah. Because I guarantee you try to chase the right one, as many people have found out, they get threatened. Many Christians don't even know about the pastors that try to teach you the truth that they have killed or they have gotten rid of. You don't know about those, do you? Because that's why this is the intimidation thing that they do to Bantus in this captivity. Even in Africa. Simantoko, Simantoko got ran over with a truck, with a thing. But it's like the Most High said, you know, you preachers here in America, if you would have just rejected the harlot, who knows what kind of power you might have had here. And not buy into it. And receive the true Messiah. That's why Simon Toko, man, and Simon Kimbangu, it was like, whoa. And I'm sure there's others. Whoa. How they do that? All right. Matondo Masaka to all my Bantu family. And I pray that the Most High will bless each and one of you as we get ready for this next phase, because it's not going to be pretty. They don't even know. Those of us we know. Remember the days of Noah. They're not understanding the days of Noah was not a pretty day. And those who thinking they're going to be going somewhere, stuck in this harlot, they got another thing coming. Ingita Salama.